Wow.
Because like the hope you have as a kid is like based on you doing stuff and succeeding at it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, you playing around the house. I wonder if I could, you know, jump over the couch today. You know what I mean? And you do it and you're like, yeah! And you run and get your brother like, I just jumped over the couch. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Nothing else matters in that moment. You just jumped over the couch.
Exactly.
You did that shit.
Yeah. That's all that mattered. That's what like stood out to me when I met Matt Cars. I was like, oh, this kid still plays games.
He's just a big kid.
Yeah. He's still playing games.
Yeah, and it's contagious, right?
It's so
that
contagious.
Energy that he gives off.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah, and this whole past year, I'm just like, I got to preserve this energy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all the stuff he's going through. So I'm just like, man, like, but I think that's what friendship is. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, you see something in somebody else and you're like, he needs to keep doing that shit because I want to keep doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like a reflection of you.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't let your ego get in the way and be like, well, he can do that just because he's, you know, he's got a car, or, you know, or he's got it's like, yeah, that helps.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got to choose either to have that fun, to be playful or not.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. What you just said, it's a choice. Like everything we do, you just make that decision to be who you want to be. But some people, and you know what, we're always doing it. Every single one of us is making that choice. Some people are just doing it subconsciously, and then others are doing it intentionally. I feel like guys like Matt Cars, it's intentional. Maybe it was easier. Who knows? I don't know his full story
for sure.
But you know, you can see like he is being his best self on purpose,
right? Like
most of the time.
Yeah.
So all of us have that ability. It's just some of us don't realize that we have that ability, maybe based on past experiences or whatever.
And so that's why that, more than anything, I think that is why the MDMA therapy is so important, because you remember that you had it.
It never leaves you. It's still there. You just have to remember it.
And so that's the impact. And that's why people have, like, you know, with their addictions, they've found relief from addiction, because the MDMA allows you to remember that hopefulness and without any shame or guilt that you've put on yourself.
I see.
You know, which you've done the past 20, 30 years of your life.
Right.
You know, I had keep that thought, but there's like there were like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 different people who did their, you know, MDMA that were in their 60s.
Okay.
And each one of them was like, I wish I'd have done this 30 years ago.
Wow.
At that. And it was so funny. Like, they would say 20 to 30 years ago, and they were like 50 or 60.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? There's something magical about 30.
Like that age.